Cannibalism is not a religion, it's a personal choice, and it's not a very good one. One might cite necessity as a good enough reason to eat another person, and point to a wide array of cultures that once embraced, or at least did not demonize, cannibalism. However, I would ask that one approach this topic from the most basic sense of the argument. I'll set the scene. You are a person. I love understanding that I'm alive and inextricably myself, and that there are other people who are also real and conscious and inextricably themselves. Other people are also people. I love understanding that I'm alive and inextricably myself, and that there are other people who are also real and conscious and inextricably themselves. Alright, now we are ready to add variables to the scenario. Let's imagine a famine situation. You are very, very, very hungry, starving even. You would like to eat something because A, it would make you significantly more comfortable and happy, and B, you will have a better chance of living on to see the continuation of your genes, which you consider to be pretty swell as far as genes go. So hungry. There are other people experiencing this famine situation alongside you. They are also very hungry, starving even. They too feel a deep desire to acquire food to nourish their bodies and their genetic futures. Bear in mind that they too feel starvation pains and weakness, and they too consider their genes to be pretty great and worth continuation. So hungry. Let's imagine that both you and one of these other people have sufficient strength to overcome one another and eat each other. As you consider your genes worth passing on, and as you enjoy consciousness and would like to continue being alive, you would very much oppose being eaten. Even though now isn't a particularly enjoyable time in my life, I would like to continue living. It would really suck if someone ate me, even if it was for his or her survival. My survival is pretty important to me, so I would rather not be food. Similarly, this other person has the same level of consciousness and life, and the same desire to pass on his or her genes. He or she would also very much oppose being eaten. If you haven't caught on yet, I feel exactly the same way that you do, and I'm just going to repeat what you just said. We could abbreviate this argument by using empathy and imagining that I'm a person like you, and I have my own thoughts and feelings that, in this case, are probably similar to yours. I would also like to survive, and would rather not be food. So what is the good choice here? One might argue that there are no good choices, and I would be inclined to agree. But I would also hope that we can agree that neither you eating another person nor another person eating you are good solutions. This is the very premise of the second line of the song. Even in desperate situations, the choice of whether or not to eat another person is entirely yours, and the desperation that you might feel is matched every bit by the person you are considering eating. So, now that I've laid out the argument that even in disaster scenarios, depriving another conscious being of life is not a great choice, I think we're ready to move on to the somewhat simpler cultural argument. While cannibalism has appeared in many cultures in the form of either endo or exo-cannibalism, there is no record of cannibalism that was required to fulfill a formally recognized religious rite. Cultural customs, sure. Cult practices, sure. But no religions. To be fair, this topic wasn't researched exhaustively because it's late and I'm tired as hell. To conclude, cannibalism is not a religion, it's a personal choice and it's not a very good one.